meeting is about how we'll handle crisis.
Getting to the grips of plenty challenges begins from top level. Going back to the land with Project Green Alternative. A long walk begins early for federal budget planning. Plus, interested parties meet to juggle electoral act. Good evening. Thanks for joining us on NTA Network News. I'm Cyril Stover. Political leaders in Guinea-Bissau have been urged to take the path of honor by embracing unity and caution in the management of their nation's affairs in order not to plunge them into further crises. President Muhammadu Buhari gave the advice while exchanging views with the special representative of the UN Secretary General on Guinea-Bissau, Modibo Toure. State House correspondent Adamu Sambu has the report.
The United Nations Special Envoy on Guinea-Bissau is in Abuja to formally solicit the support of President Muhammadu Buhari for Nigeria to use its clout in the regional bloc to break the deadlock in the troubled West African nation. President Buhari, who decried the lingering political crisis in Guinea-Bissau, said the political leaders there must exhibit high sense of responsibility and patriotism in stabilizing the country. As he puts it, they, not outsiders, can effectively resolve the unfortunate crisis situation in their own country. The president said Nigeria will not shirk its responsibility of ensuring peace, unity and stability in West Africa in spite of the prevailing hardship. He, however, said increased support will be required from ECOWAS and the United Nations towards achieving the objective. The United Nations representatives, Modibo Toure, told President Buhari that Guinea-Bissau faced a very grim future if the country continues without a functioning government. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And a strategic meeting aimed at confronting with greater impetus the prevailing challenges of security and socio-economic well-being of Nigerians has ended in Abuja. Adamu Sambu reports that issues relating to terrorism, insurgency, militancy, and threat of flooding dominated discussions.
The meeting, coming a day after the release of the new Boko Haram video, was held behind closed doors at the presidential villa. In attendance were the National Security Advisor, the service chiefs, heads of various paramilitary organizations, and some members of the Federal Executive Council. The Chief of Defense Staff gives reasons for the meeting.
The meeting is about how we'll handle crisis.
What crisis?
All sorts of crises, be it flood, be it terrorism, and that's what we have just done.
The most current is this release of the and the challenges posed by Boko Haram.
The video, we are analyzing it, and we're ensuring that we'll make appropriate comment when we get the details.
Boko Haram, they are demanding for the release of declared wanted, reported himself to your men, and
how to respond to an emergency issues, how to be able to be in a position to advise Mr. President to take the right decision when we have an emergency case in this country, either be it terrorism, flood, or any other thing. So this is a put together component for the entire chief executive to sit down and understand the processes of thinking when there's disaster. And I think that's what we have learned today, and we hope we'll put it into use.
But what prompted this particular meeting, sir?
Well, globally, you know what we're facing today is terrorism. And again, we have disasters in this country, especially now. I think there's been information going around that some states are going to have floods. And then fire, disaster, you never can call one, say when it will happen. So in terms with this, in tandem with this, we must get prepared, we must be ready.
The meeting lasted about 3 hours. From the State House, Adamu Sambu, NTA News.
And still in security, Nigeria is again collaborating with the United States through a joint country action plan that will help in standardizing policies and operations. Waziri Zayanu reports on the meeting in Abuja.
President Buhari's consolidation of Nigeria's civilian security sector got a boost when the National Police Force and its 4 other services were placed under the mandate of the Interior Ministry. This team of U.S. experts in specialized areas of security are in Nigeria to engage their counterparts on strategy delineating distinct roles and responsibilities for specific situations.
This is not the first meeting. This is a meeting that is going to consolidate the previous meetings we've had. And of course, we've already identified the focused areas.
This time around, the meeting is not about what the United States can do for Nigeria, but a collaboration that will take emergency response, human resources management policy, and organizational statements, among others, to the next level.
Solutions offered will be Nigerian solutions. We will support and help to implement those where we can.
The team will be in Nigeria for 5 days, and there is general consensus and great expectations that this collaborative effort will be sustained beyond the Obama administration, which is fast coming into twilight. In Abuja, Waziri Zayan, News.
Let's go to food matters now. The federal government has launched a new agriculture policy for 2016 to 2020, with Vice President Yemi Osinbajo describing agriculture as the arrowhead that will put the country's economy.
We can do the scale of agricultural production both for domestic consumption and export without ensuring local improved seedling development alongside those that we import. And of course, encouraging the work of the agencies of the Ministries of Science and Technology.
Minister of Agriculture, Audu Ogbe, says the roadmap was developed after wide consultation with experts across all spheres to actualize the vision of the president for the agricultural sector.
And we're inviting all of you, whether you are now in the civil service, in the military, or the police, whatever it is you're doing, please think of investing in agriculture.
Other stakeholders speak on the collaboration with the Ministry of Agriculture and the vision of the country.
We in the National Assembly are going to collaborate with the Federal Ministry of Agriculture in order to give it legal framework.
What the Federal Minister of Agriculture is doing is timely.
We are totally in support with his project programs. I think he's thinking practical, trying to solve this nation's problem.
The reality is done. We have to go on agriculture.
In Abuja, Jide Onifade, NTA News.
Well, joining me now in the studio is Dr. Adetunji Oredugbe, who's Senior Agriculture Economist of the World Bank. Dr. Oredugbe, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Well, you were part of the committee that drafted this document on green alternative. Now, what are the areas of priority?
I really want to identify with the good intention of the Federal Minister of Agriculture this time around for giving some confidence to the donor community. We were all afraid that with the change of government, especially when the government is moving from one party to another, the expectation is that there will be policy somersault. But what we saw today was a groundbreaking event when the minister rose and affirmed the fact that this administration will build on what is working well under the existing policy environment and fine-tune to a large extent what has not worked properly. So that gave a lot of confidence to the donor community and, more importantly, the private sector investor. That's the number one thing that is coming out clearly from the document that we have on the table. Another very important aspect of the document is working with the state. The minister was very clear that the agriculture is not going to be done in Abuja. The land belongs to the state and they will work with the state. We were very happy to hear that kind of statement. In terms of priority, I saw a lot of selectivity in the approach to developing agriculture this time around. The minister was very clear on the crops that will be of emphasis, both the staple and the export crop. I listened to him about what they will do with cocoa, oil palm, all those crops that are giving us the leverage that we used to enjoy in the past. I also see a lot of climate-sensitive nutrition-sensitive agriculture coming the way of agricultural development this time around. So the document actually gave a lot of hope in addressing the twin issue of meeting domestic food requirements and preparing us for quality export.
Well, good enough. The minister said this policy is built on existing transformation in the agriculture sector, but there are challenges. And what are the innovations that have been introduced to take care of these challenges so that Nigeria can win? And I'm talking here about things like financing, input supply, storage and processing.
The good thing about what this document has attempted to do is that, for example, in the area of use of fertilizer, it has talked about location-specific fertilizer. It's not going to be the general type of support that we have been used to in the past. The minister was very clear on the fact that the ministry has been able to put together state-specific, location-specific fertilizer, and this has really helped to change the face of production in a number of states. He gave us an example of what happened in Kebbi State, and we are happy about this. Another very important area is about costing the entire program. The program is going to be 4 years, and the ministry has set up a committee that is working on proper costing so that we avoid cost overrun. That was one issue that we had in the last dispensation. So I think essentially the document has really looked critically at the good foundation laid by the agricultural transformation agenda, and we are happy that the new administration is building on that legacy. So we as a donor community, we intend to work closely with the ministry to deal with the major issue of agricultural financing. I was in the room today when the launching was going on. I saw the Bank of Agriculture, I saw Bank of Industry, I saw CBN fully represented. So everybody is coming together to resolve issue around agricultural financing.
Fine enough, but one last thing which many people will be looking out for, you did see in the minister's address there,
The debate for or against the application of genetically modified organisms in the agricultural sector has created fears and sentiments among stakeholders and the consuming public. Some attribute cancer and other life-threatening diseases to the consuming of GMO products, while others see it as a cold war between those in the pesticide business and the producers of GMO feeds. Though many countries, especially in the West, have embraced GMOs, but Nigeria, being a leading country in the African continent, seems very careful in embracing GMOs.
In between the fears, the suspicions, and the reality lies the truth. We depend on you to let us know where the truth lies. If we should embrace it, we will. If we shouldn't, we won't. But between us, the ministers, we do not lay claim to full knowledge on this subject, and we will never make any statements until we have the scientific evidence available to us.
From experiences gone by, some of our institutes, like the National Root Crop Research Institute, have concluded a first phase research in biofortified cassava enhanced with provitamin A. There's been so much that we've done already, and I think we need to remember it was done here, and it was done to further the interest of food security that's safe for everyone.
For the agencies charged with the responsibilities in monitoring this sector, GMO products will be properly screened before letting into the Nigerian market space.
Science and technology are the hubs of modern development, and we cannot stand aloof. Safety is the question we are looking at.
Nigerians now await these experts to come up with a definite position on whether or not GMO products are safe for consumption. Mie Ogidi, NTA News.
And as government turns to agriculture in its bid to diversify the economy, Musa Abubakar examines the challenges of cotton production in Gombe State and the way out.
Gombe State is one of the major cotton-producing areas in northeast Nigeria.
Cotton production dates back to the mid-90s when the British Cotton Growers Association set up as a ginnery and collection center. In recent times, the production of cotton has declined in the state. This is the popular British Cotton Growers Association ginnery, which served as a collection center for cotton over the years. With a drop in the production of cotton, the place is a shadow of its former self.
We are only processing about 10 to 15 tons per day, instead of 50 tons per day.
Despite the challenges, some farmers in parts of Yamaltudiba local government area cultivate the crop. Nasara Agro-Industrial Company and West African Cotton are the only functioning ginnery in the state. Efforts by the government to revive cotton farming in the state is yet to yield the desired effect.
The state and other states are also giving cotton farmers the necessary incentives through inputs and improve seeds.
If we are talking about diversifying the Nigerian economy, the agricultural sector is key to it. And the textile industry is key. We need good seeds to plant.
There is the need for government to key in as it makes effort to diversify the economy. In Gombe, I am Musa Abubakar.
Minister of Budget and National Planning Udoma Udoma says the present administration is working out modalities for early preparation of budget and planning that will fast-track national development. The minister spoke with newsmen after a sensitization workshop on medium-term sector strategy for 2017 to 2019. Adebola Brookslyn Sunday reports.
The minister and other keynote speakers agreed that the nation has not done too well in ensuring that budget implementation achieved planned targets, adding that the medium-term sector strategy, MTSS, will complement the implementation of zero-based budgeting system.
Once you get good preparation, you can now monitor the implementation because you have goals which have been defined and measurable and quantifiable. So it's not just a question of how much money was spent, it's what was achieved.
The ongoing arms scandal.
On SNDIBO, students like you shall vehemently oppose any attempt to tarnish the hard-earned image and integrity of this noble general, who all his life is serving Nigeria as a first-class security material. We are stating categorically that the present administration, led by President Muhammadu Buhari, is assiduously working hard towards promoting and restoring the dignity and integrity of the nation's lost glory, which are in line with the dreams, visions, and missions of our founding fathers.
He maintained that they stand for one Nigeria. Joseph Johnson, NTA News.
Watching NTA Network News, you can watch this broadcast live online via the NTA mobile app, which you can download on your Android device at the Google Play Store or at the Apple Store if you use devices with iOS. And still ahead, words of wisdom for a sub-regional civil society forum. The details after this break.
Change does not just happen. You and I and all of us must appreciate that we all have our part to play if we want to bring change about. We must change our lawless habits, our attitude to public office, and public trust. We must change our unruly behavior in schools, hospitals, marketplaces, motor parks, on the roads, in homes and offices. To bring about change, we must change ourselves by being law-abiding citizens.
If we have lost the opportunity of 15 years,
let us no longer lose any opportunity for the future. Our alternative is agriculture immediately and solid minerals.
We should be appreciative of the president who
by digital technology and made for Africa by Africans.
Get ready to move on up with EcoBank. Easy access to your account wherever you are in the world. More ATMs across Africa than any other bank, so there's always one closer to you. The freedom to pay with a card instead of cash. To bank with your mobile anytime, anywhere. Or send money thousands of miles in a flash. Plus, smart ways to save and invest so your children can move on up too. And trust EcoBank to help with the things that matter most. Visit us online today and move on up with EcoBank, the Pan-African bank.
My sweetheart, I carry my private jet go airport and they tell me, say, I never fit take off. That's a problem. Baby, don't rush, relax and talk to me. Sweetheart, me bong that thing. Don't talk about it. Madam. Baby, cut.
Call every time. Tell me, you dey thief my money, abi?
No. Chief calling officer. Now, when did you don't do this time?
The boy don't dey thief my money. See how he burn my pot.
Nah, girl, just give me plenty credit. You don't lie. Airtel Smart Connect. Every time when you load 100 naira, they must dash you 500 naira on top. 250 naira to make call. The other 250 naira will give you 50 megabytes of data. Madam, make I tell you one secret why my credit not a big finish. I always recharge before the time where I was supposed to end. Madam, this one no be Jara. Now over Jara.
Airtel, the smartphone network.
Chief, I agree. Every family must send a representative for vigilante.
Insurmountable insurgent, we are finished.
Chief, now we go take escape now.
No way to escape. The problem is how you go fit dodge the surround of the flood water.
Now insurgent on a flood water.
Chief,
Wallahi, flood don't finish up with everything but my house, wallahi.
Ayua, a sticker does not choke a man into twice in one eyes. The damn people NEMA, National Emergency Management Agency, had repeated warning upon on top of warning. Never you build a house upon on top of track road of flood to securize your life and property. Avoid the true way of dirty in gutter and waterways to avoid blockage. Join hands today in the clear of dirty in gutters and drainages. If you are living in a house in waterway, once it's a rainy season, pack out to upland to securize your life. A stick in hand, a service number.
This message is from National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and Presidential Committee on Flood and Rehabilitation.
Bayes University Abuja offers world-class education, uninterrupted academic session, and promising degrees for a sustainable job. Bayes University Abuja is affordable and delivers quality with experienced international staff, superb facilities, overseas external examiners, and a serene academic atmosphere. We offer quality and affordable education, and students are within easy reach of their parents here at Bayes University Abuja. So learn to live at Bayes University for a brighter future. For more information, visit our website at www.bayesuniversity.edu.ng or call 081 3376 9657 or 081 3376 9658. Bayes University Abuja. Learn to live.
The Chairman, National Convention Committee, His Excellency Nyesom Ezonwe-Wike, Governor of Rivers State, on behalf of the leadership of our great party, the People's Democratic Party, PDP, led by His Excellency Senator Ahmed Mohamed Makarfi, welcome all party leaders, delegates, supporters, and invited guests to the 2016 repeat National Convention holding at Shak Stadium, Moscow Road, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, on Wednesday, 17th August 2016 by 10 a.m. May God bless you as you come. Chief Onyema Ugochukwu, Chairman, Publicity Subcommittee, Announcer.
Thanks for staying with us on the news. As the resettlement of internally displaced persons in their communities gathers momentum, Borno State government, with the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, have taken a bold step towards boosting food production and fighting poverty among them. Governor Kashim Shettima launched the $1 million food and famine aid in Kaga Local Government Council. Pauline Kujabana reports.
Governor Kashim Shettima appreciated the food and farming support from Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which covers various aspects of life, including polio eradication. He said the state government has cleared farmland in Konduga, Dambua, and Kaga local government for allocation to farmers from the areas, adding that each farmer will get half a hectare in addition to seedlings.
Were the visions of ECOWAS.
How do we ensure that we really have citizens that have rights and that the leaders that have elected also take those rights passionately?
The realization of ECOWAS' vision of regional integration, stability and economic and political development in West Africa, it was observed, is still work in progress. Cote d'Ivoirian Nathalie Traoré is president. Wax off.
As a civil society activist, we can have a clear-cut position to say this is what we really want and this is how it should be.
The urgent need for a mindset revolution was the focus of the keynote address.
It is clear that collaboration on the ECOWAS regional agenda in West Africa is weak and uncoordinated on the regional scale. And this is where Wax off has got a role to play.
We hope that many more thematic groups of civil society organizations will be put in place immediately after this People's Forum.
The expected outcomes from the workshop will include our renewed and strengthened governance structures for Waxoff. Ogechi Paul, NTA News.
The Independent National Electoral Commission is seeking renewed alignment with political parties through the Inter-Party Advisory Council, IPAC. The collaboration is expected to enhance required amendments to the Electoral Act with interest in reducing litigations in the aftermath of polls. Ifeanyi Okafor reports.
INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, while receiving the new leadership of the Inter-Party Advisory Council IPAC, said since the new commission was sworn in on the 9th of November 2015, it has conducted 137 elections, ranging from rerun to by-elections and end-of-tenure elections, the highest conducted by any commission outside the contest of general election, with 2 governorship elections to be held in Edo and Ondo states in September and November this year. At the weekend, by-elections will be held in Sokoto State with 14 political parties contesting, as well as in Orelokwe, Oyo State.
We will continue to rely upon the support and goodwill of IPAC. Be rest assured, we'll render whatever support you require in order to succeed and also in order to help us succeed.
The new IPAC executive, led by National Chairman Accord Party Mohamed Lawal Nalado, expressed commitment to work with INEC and mediate in the political developments in the country, as well as advance the course of election management in Nigeria. Ifeanyi Okafor, NTA News.
23 prisons officers have been dismissed, with 11 others suspended by the Civil Defense, Fire, Immigration and Prisons Services Board for their complicity in the escape of prisoners from Kuje Medium Security and Kotonkarfi prisons. The dismissal was contained in a letter signed by the Secretary to the Board, Alhaji Ibrahim, which considered serious misconduct and negligence of duty leveled against the affected officers. Meanwhile, the officer in charge of Nsuka Prison, DCP Okonkwo Lawrence, and 10 others have been suspended over the recent prisoners' escape from the prison. And it's time now to take you to our Lagos Network Center for stories making the rounds in that zone. We'll link up with Vera. Hello, Vera.
Thank you, Cyril. Good evening. This is Lagos. The federal government is to collaborate with the Lagos state government in the provision of cost-effective houses for the federal civil servants in line with the Federal Integrated Staff Housing Program. Head of Civil Service of the Federation, Winifred Oyoita, made this known when she paid a courtesy visit to the Lagos State Governor, Akinwumi Ambode, at the State House, Ikeja.
Head of the Civil Service of the Federation, Winifred Oyoita, says that the Federal Integrated Staff Housing Program, FISH, will address welfare concerns of civil servants by enabling them own homes as a means to uplift their morale, commitment, stewardship, and quality during and after service.
Why we have come here is to discuss with you, with Your Excellency, and of course your key advisors in the housing and infrastructure sector in Lagos State, to see how the FISH program can also have opportunity of getting land from the Lagos State government.
Oyoita also explained that government decision to address workers' housing challenges was premised on the fact that housing was a basic need in every society and a prerequisite for motivating workers.
Lagos State is the commercial capital of Nigeria. And apart from the fact that quite a number of Lagos State indigents who are federal civil servants would want to own their homes here in Lagos State.
Lagos State Governor, who was represented by the State Head of Service, Olabowale Ademola, commended the federal government for the initiative and pledged the support of the state government.
The concern is no longer fiscal branches, but actually it will be driven, banking services and banking will be driven by technology.
The new addition to the banking system had endorsements of politicians and first-class traditional rulers.
I just appeal to all of us that we should support them.
The focus they have, they will succeed. But let them move from regional to national bank.
The Sun Trust Bank Nigeria Limited is located off Sanusi Fafunwa on Victoria Island. In Lagos, Abdullah Mohammed, NTA News.
The gateway to the nation's maritime business, the Nigerian ports, need to be repositioned to boost revenue generation and improve better trade relations between Nigeria and the rest of the world. This was the view of the Managing Director of Nigerian Ports Authority, Hadiza Bala Usman, as she embarks on an official tour of facilities at the port complex in Calabar, Cross River State. Musa Tolet has details.
The official tour of facilities and operations at the Calabar Port Complex took the Managing Director, Nigerian Ports Authority, Hadiza Bala Usman, and her entourage to the concession terminals, yard operational areas, the jetties, and the Calabar Free Trade Zone. Having gathered first-hand information on the facilities and low cargo throughput activities at the Calabar Port Complex, the Managing Director, NPA, summoned a meeting with port terminal operators and other stakeholders. Issues discussed include the need to address non-compliance with general liability insurance by terminal operators, non-availability of development plan, and lack of renewal of cargo projection proposal.
The concessionaires are willing and are interested in having a review. This review will be a holistic review that would open up all the areas of the concession. It's not going to be limited to tenure extension. It's not going to be limited to review of tariffs or financing models. So all of these agreements were reviewed with a view of ensuring that the FGN is not shortchanged.
The debt profile and status of the terminal concession at the Calabar Port Complex in the last 10 years were also discussed.
We have a huge profile of debt, and we intend to aggressively pursue that. The critical issue in Calabar Port is to do with the dredging of the channels to ensure that vessels come in. The draft needs to be deeper. We need to ensure that we are able to attract vessels.
The NPA management team thereafter paid a courtesy call on the governor of Cross River State, Senator Ben Ayade, and the Obang of Calabar to seek for collaboration towards reviving the Calabar port. In Lagos, Musa Tolian, NTA News.
And if you're just joining us, you're watching the NTA Network News from the Lagos Network Center. We take a commercial break now. The news returns with Cyril in Abuja shortly. Don't go away.
The government and amiable people of Rivers State welcome the largest gathering of legal professionals in Nigeria to the 56th Annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association from the 19th to the 26th of August 2016 at the Alfred Delta Speed Civic Center, Port Harcourt.
Rivers State, the home of great legal icons, offers you unrivaled hospitality, good road network, business opportunities, and security.
Get ready to be pampered with a wide range of social activities, welcoming reception, dinners and cocktails, good entertainment, vibrant friendship center, and sufficient conference materials.
Don't miss this opportunity for an ideal family vacation in a serene environment after a profitable legal year.
Rivers State awaits you at the 56th Annual General Conference of the Nigerian Bar Association in Port Harcourt from the 19th to the 26th of August 2016.
Rivers State, better than imagined.
This must be one of Mother Nature's greatest gifts. But there's something else it gives us. When we see such beauty, we want to share it with those we love. That's what LG wants you to see. Just what we see now through our technology.
Baby, how are you feeling now?
Wow, I feel great thanks to Cold-Time tablet.
Cold-Time tablet also available in syrup for children. If symptoms persist after 3 days, consult your doctor. Cold-Time anti-cold tablet, a quality product from Embassy Pharmaceutical and Chemicals Limited. Cold-Time anti-cold tablet, your visa to healthy living.
Every day, more and more people are waking up to a more advanced toothpaste. A toothpaste that's already improving the oral health of millions of Nigerians. A toothpaste that's committed to making Nigeria's teeth healthier and stronger. That toothpaste is Oral-B Pro Health. Unlike regular toothpaste, its advanced fluoride technology gives you better protection against bacteria and gum problems that can lead to tooth loss. So come on, join us today. Oral-B Pro Health for healthier, stronger teeth in 1 week.
Introducing new Dettol multi-surface cleaner for a healthy home. Some cleaners don't kill germs, others kill germs but don't clean properly. New Dettol multi-surface cleaner gives you 10 times better germ kill, 10 times better cleaning, and all-day freshness for a healthy home.
Germs, oil, and dirt cause blemishes and uneven skin tone. You need Dettol Even Tone. It removes 99.9% of germs and is formulated to remove excess oil and dirt, helping to reduce blemishes. New Dettol Even Tone.
Battery that lets you play for up to 3 days on a single charge. Gioni M5 Plus, always in power.
We're back in Abuja, and the news continues. The Nigerian capital market opened the week on a positive outlook with 0.26 gain. Shemu Ogunluyi has details on business news.
All right, time again to look at development in the world of business. Africa has the potential to do more than its current capacity if it uses its human and natural resources judiciously. Former Nigerian President Olusegun Obasanjo expressed these at the sideline of an economic forum. Citing the case of West African trade integration, former President Obasanjo called for the removal of unnecessary bottleneck hindering free and easy movement of goods and services within the region.
I call it non-tariff barriers. It's too much, and we just have to get our leaders to say, look, enough is enough. This should stop.
He also called for concerted effort among African leaders as panacea for continental economic development.
Whatever we try to do nationally, we have to carry it beyond